This is an ancient city located on the southern coast of Anatolia in the eastern Mediterranean. In the plain where this ancient city with a 5,000-year history is located, one of the greatest battles of the ancient world between Eastern and Western civilizations took place. This is the ancient city of Issos. This is one of the oldest settlements in the ancient world. We are on the lands where Alexander the Great and Darius fought and confronted each other. The armies of Macedonian King Alexander the Great and Persian King Darius III confronted each other in this plain. In 336 BC, the Macedonian King Philip was assassinated. Following this development, his 20-year-old son Alexander ascended to the Macedonian throne. No one expected this young king. He did not foresee that he would soon establish the largest empire in the ancient world, stretching from Greece to India. Alexander decided to march against the Persian emperor who ruled Asia. Leaving a few loyal generals in the capital Pella, Alexander moved into Anatolia. He advanced through Anatolia and began capturing Persian cities, one after another. In response, the Persian Emperor Darius III formed an army to quell the Macedonian uprising and decided to march against Alexander. Meanwhile, Alexander had reached Tarsus. He captured the city and set up his camp there. The Persian Emperor Darius III, upon learning that Darius's armies had approached as far as the Amanus Mountains, Alexander moved towards the city of Issos. Expecting the Persian king Darius to come from the southern Belen Pass, Alexander was surprised when the Persian army appeared in front of him by circling around from behind the Amanus Mountains through the Bache Pass. Wanting to use the terrain conditions to his advantage, Alexander based his battle strategy on confining the Persian army to the narrow land between the Amanus Mountains and the Mediterranean Sea. This is one of the greatest battles of the ancient world. It took place here, over this spring. The two armies met on the river that flows from the Amanus Mountains to the Mediterranean. And as a result of this battle, Darius unfortunately had to leave his wife, children, and mother on the battlefield and flee. The two armies were positioned along the Pinarus River. The Persian army was positioned in the north, while Alexander was lined up south of the Pinarus River. The year was before Christ, 333. It was November 5th. Alexander's army consisted of 40,000 men, while the Persian army had 100,000 soldiers. The terrain conditions were not very suitable for battle. The areas where the armies could maneuver were quite limited. It was a rainy day, and the banks of the Pinarus were slippery. Alexander placed the phalanxes, units with long spears, at the center of the battle line. He distributed the cavalry to the right and left flanks. The superior training and discipline of the phalanxes would play a major role in the fate of the battle. Fighting bravely at the front of his soldiers, Alexander managed to break through the Persian units. He identified Darius's headquarters and advanced towards Darius with his most elite soldiers. Realizing that things were going badly, Darius decided to retreat. With Darius fleeing the battlefield, the Persian army began to disperse. Alexander pursued the fleeing Persian soldiers for a while and killed thousands of them. By evening, the Persian king Darius the Younger had been defeated by Alexander. He had saved his own life by leaving his mother, wife, and children on the battlefield. This victory brought Alexander great fame in both the East and the West. In a short span of about 10 years, Alexander conquered Syria, Egypt, and India, nearly the entire known ancient world, and became the ruler of these lands. Alexander never returned to Macedonia after leaving at the age of 21. His life was spent on campaigns. He never lost a battle he participated in. BC, he died in Babylon at the age of just 33 for an unknown reason. Alexander's leadership. With his intelligence and bravery, he took his place in history as one of the greatest military leaders in the world, known as Alexander the Great. Currently, excavation works are being conducted. We are talking about a large city. Immediately to the west is the Mediterranean, and to the east are the Amanos Mountains. This city, therefore, a city capable of housing a population of 200,000, 300,000. A city of such size and scale. We can already understand this from its baths, aqueducts, arches, colonnaded streets, and amphitheaters.